Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to Tyranny. Last time, if you recall, we got to this point here and I got past it where we had the option to charge the voices in a rat, and I chickened out of it most shamefully. And having thought better of it, I was like, you know what, no, I want to break with the voices in a rat. I don't like the voices in a rat. I do not want to keep doing this with him on his side, so I want to basically crack with him. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to charge the voice in the rat. I'm going to take the end of the episode, make sure pretend that didn't happen, and no, we're going to charge the guy. We're definitely going to charge the voices in the rat and see what happens. So basically, insufferable wretch, you're no worse than that maggot. That maggot. The voice in the rat clutches the bronze masks that mount his head. The sounds of multiple voices emanates from within as he smokes, as smoke seeps from the Archon's robes. And Frine, we last time we picked the remain silent option. This time, no, we're going to charge the guy. You fool! What are you doing? Sensing the Archon's lapse of control, you dash forward, your footwork flawless, your weapon readying to strike without a moment of hesitation. Half a pace before you collide with the Archon, the world becomes a brilliant wall of emerald green light, and your body falls slack. Jaw to arm to bowel to leg, and you collapse before the Archon. Oh, now we're going to have some fun with you. The green incandescence fades away, and you feel the searing hand of the Archon around your neck. Muffled sounds from the world beyond the Archon ring hollow, quiet leagues away. Voices in rat too. Good. Every bit as feisty as we fantasized you'd be. Has anyone told you that your rage is delectable? If only we could lick the frustration from your turgid muscles. So nice of you to make the first move. Now, tell us everything? We can make this rough or easy. You know which we prefer. The Archon's fingers scorch the flesh of your neck, and your arms slowly return your weapon, moving fluidly under the Archon's control. Now, options. Resist, over my dead body. 2. Focus your mind on your own past and thoughts. 3. Focus your thoughts on others. Then athletics, hold your breath, focusing and controlling your body. Subterfuge, attempt to fill your mind with random or boring thoughts. Or mentally recite as many of obtuse legal writs as you can recall. I'm not going to submit think freely. We're going to basically, we like law, so we're going to go for the law. Mentally recite as many obtuse legal writs as you can recall. Conjuring up your knowledge of this favoured law, you walk yourself through the tedious mental exercise of enumerating the core laws, then stepping through those related to the care of weaponry and armour, followed by customs, ancestral days. A horrid smell tickles at your nose, followed by the slow realisation that it's the smell of your own flesh and hair burning. Oh, they all try that. Some even think that if they imagine the tranquil meadow, all the pain will end and drift away. Really, it just motivates us to try a little harder. We will fill our mind with random or boring thoughts. Calming your mind as best you can, you step to the slightest minutiae of your day, drowning out any recollections save for the immediate, the inconsequential, and the random. Evasive, eh? Good. The slow-moving fish is rarely the best meal. Try this all you want, Binder. We're in no rush to explore your every recollection and impulse. Finally, we will hold our breath, focusing on controlling our body. Centering your thoughts on your breath, on your pulse, on the ringing in your ears, you silence your thoughts, relying only on the sensations. Aren't you a tough nut to crack? The Archon shakes you violently by the neck. Remarkable. Most everyone defecates themselves by now. We're not sure if we're impressed or disappointed. The Archon's purr ripples through your body and your memories. We think that's enough for now. No use cracking open that which isn't ripe. Slowly the world comes back into focus. The emerald haze recedes into a forgotten corner. Now we hope you've learned something. We know we sure have. What in Kyros' name were you thinking? Be thankful you aren't a drooling incontinent wastrel by now. Lantry hovers his quill over his parchment, eyeing you with a grimace. Guess I don't need to know all the details. So we basically just swung in. What do you think of us now? Voices in a rat. He actually does he actually hates us less than if we just ignored him. Interesting. Verse actually didn't care about that, to be honest. And what about the Scholar's course as a whole? Didn't care about that. It's just personal. Yeah, I enjoyed that. That went quite well, I think. Can you still talk to the guy? You're back. What do you think of our throne? As much as we've done this before. That happened last time. I have more questions about the regions. Must you bother us with your ceaseless peddling? Go speak with Seven Toes, if your need for answers is so dire. We're exhausted of company. I love that we can still talk to the guy even after we basically A, tried to kill him, and B, he just held us back with... Interesting thing, if you mouse over this, you get to see his stats. He's got a dodge skill and a parry skill of 153. For reference sake, versus parry skill is only dodge skill is only 91, and that's the best defense we've got. I think we had a parry skill of 113 here. We're catching up to the guy, but he's still a good large amount after that. He's got a base armor of 9 as well, which is crazy. Anyway, let's speak to Seven Toes. Hail, Fatebinder. The voices in the rat ordered me to answer your pestering questions, so I guess that's what I'm here to do. Not what I call lieutenant's work, but I'm not here to question the voices. You're clearly going places in the world, Seven. You should take pride in that. It does feel like a century since we ran together, and we've talked this through last time, didn't we? Yes. They know each other. You know each other? Yep, let's do all the things we did last time. What do you think about the voices in the rat? Scarlet Chorus work. Tell me about yourself. Yeah, we did everything that we did last time. Done. Let's talk about my second task. Ask away. You took care of matters in Latin's Crossing, so you clearly know your business. I suppose I can swallow down my irritation to hear you out. What can you tell me about the Blade Grave? This is all the questions we could have asked him, and we didn't ask him. We annoyed him so much. So we did the Blade Grave stuff as well. So I think we're going to do Blade Grave next, right? We spoke about Master Zedenia. I think this is literally pretty much the same questions, although you get to go a little bit more in depth with the voices about Zedenia. It's pretty much where I went after him, to be honest. Because I didn't want to give Zedenia to him at all. I think the story beat is that she dies anyway. Someone has to kill her, so it's either you or him. What can you tell me about the burning library? Used to be known as the Vellum Citadel, not a pretty sight since Kyros' Edict of Fire burned up the old Sage Fortress and made the treasure inside damn near unreachable to anyone. That won't stop the censor from trying. We still find reasons to fight for that flaming hole in the ground. There's something called the Silent Archive that the Voices seems to think he can recover. Even if we've pulled some books out of that inferno, I can't think of anyone but him who could read them. Who is the censor? One of the Voices' gang bosses. She takes the duty of controlling information, as if the Archon couldn't do it himself. I guess she wants to be the next Archon of Secrets, so she's positioning himself as the middle woman. between the Voices and any words of wisdom he considers valuable. We'll see how long that lasts. What about the Edict? Yep, you know about the Edict of Fire. Good. Let's go to the Burning Library. Or, let's go to the Blade Grave. I will go to the Blade Grave next. Splendid! You're to make contact with Jagged Remedy, reigning gang leader in the Blade Grave. He and his gang are holed up in a place known as Trapper's Junction. Don't forget to report back to the Voices when you're done. And if you find Ash's daughter, try not to kill her. Corpses are useless to the Archon. Mostly useless. Okay. It's updated. Find a way into the ocean spire of the Blade Grave as well. Okay. There's a spire located in the Blade Grave region. Much is known. However, due to the Kyros' Edict, navigating there might be near impossible without knowing the way. You should travel to the Blade Grave and determine a safe path to the spire. Broken Core, just head to Trapper's Junction. Trial of Archons. The Burning Library. The censors sought the forbidden knowledge of our Silent Archive. During the conquest, sought to conscript new recruits in the Forge Bound. We haven't done that. I do not want to deal with... I do not want to kill the disfavored. I want to get back into friends with them. Okay. I need to head back because I need to swap out Lantry for Ebb again. Lantry's done his job for the time being. Increase our speed up. Okay.
Sorry, I can't.
Want to bet? Okay. Let's head back to a tower of some kind. Let's head back to one of the towers. We can head to Trapper's Junction all the way over there. But first I want to head over to the mountain spire. Possibly the library as well, because I think they've done some research in the library by this point. Hopefully, anyway. Get a bit of a drink here and there. Right, you got another missive from Fatebinder Myothis. Your wisdom on the matter. So we asked Fatebinder about the Blade and Mark killings. It's a poorly kept secret that Blade and Mark's job is more about killing threats before they become a problem. Official executions are rarely the minority of his duties. As I understand it, Kyros has long used Blade and Mark as a preventative measure. Since he can move about the world rather freely and he can evade all but the most absurd powers, he's the perfect predator to send against wild talents. I'm sure few in the tiers have ever actively wondered why there have been seemingly so few Archons born this far west. I'm sure folks with the potential to be Archons have occurred in the tiers time and time again, but they're usually cut down by Mark before the world hears of them. It's likely to assume that Bled Mark has his eye on you and has orders to use his own judgment as to when to strike. I've known the old man for ages, and I'd strongly encourage you not to try to appeal to him with overt displays of loyalty. He has no stomach for sycophants. I sincerely believe he thinks every human being is a selfish, twisted knave, and there are those who are lying about it and those who accept what they are. No third type exists. So yes, I do think Bled Mark will one day have to come for you. As I said, you could always hide or end your life now, but where you're headed, conflict is likely inevitable. Fatebinder Sanan. Well, we've got everything we have. We have got everything. I'm not going to hide them. We got them. Yeah. So we know everything we need to do about. We know everything we have to know about from Fatebinder Sanan. She's been very helpful. Right. So what about here? Are we still researching? No, we're done with researching. Good. So we're going to quickly say hello here. Anything for sale? You got this. The twice-worded Periapt gives you Resolve +1. Grace gives me Finesse +1. Subterfuge +10. I'm going to give Resolve up. And... because Resolve, we need Resolve because Resolve is part of the two-handed weapons. We can sell that. And we can get Form is Vitality up. Haste is Quickness up. We'll sell that off. We good? Yeah, we good. We're happy. I'm happy with that for now. So you can go boom, trade that away. Good. I want to get Ebb back. Ebb nods at your approach and offers a curt bow.
What is it you need?
We need Ebb in the party.
It's about time to stretch the old sea legs.
Goodbye, Lantry. Hello, Ebb. Okay, right.
My Lord Binder, you have something which requires my attention? What can I do for you?
Okay, we have nothing there specifically. Okay. Okay, so hang on, I need to talk to Siren quickly.
Good day, Fatebinder. What do you need?
Oh, I can speak to you now. You have a way with words, Siren. Were you instructed on how to speak with others? Of course. One of the only good things that came out of my time with Kyros was my education. My teachers insisted I be trained on the proper way to speak with the royal court. I was frequently mistaken for someone older, so I think I got away with a lot more than I could have otherwise. For all their failings, they made sure I was properly educated. My favorite class was learning how to talk people into doing what you wanted without using magic. Can you believe that? Why in the world would you risk it? But it was a fascinating subject. A class that likely behooved your unique talents. If you can manipulate someone with just your words, imagine the power of your compulsion when you add your sigil to the suggestion. Can you teach me some tricks? Certainly, Fatebinder. I don't remember how much of my training I'll remember, but I'm sure I could help you out. She leaps close, and the softest caress, her lips brush your ear. Hello. Words or sounds indiscriminate to the human ear, a language not meant to be understood by any but the siren of song, beyond the breadth of discernment, but inescapably compelling, binding, gut-wrenchingly painful on a single lilt, and euphorically fulfilling a mere tone later. You blink, and realize the muzzy, spine-tingling murmuring in your ear has fallen silent. Siren draws back with a satisfied sigh, beaming at you, and the perfect image of a sigil, the invocation of her name, brands yourself into the depths of your mind. What just happened? What do you think of your travel companions?
Are we trading in gossip now, Fatebinder? Or are you collecting information to use against us? What do you want to know about?
What do you think about Ebb?
She's got some power in there, that's for sure. And as long as I'm crippled, I will, begrudgingly mind you, admit she could probably win if we were pitted against each other. Although I'm more than happy to give her a try. Are you game, Ebb? Think you could take me out?
I'm sorry, sweetie, I'm confused. Are you offering me a duel, or something a little more down and dirty?
Ebb winks at Siren, who turns a deep scarlet and looks away.
You know what I meant!
Oh, don't worry, dear. You're far too young for me. I like someone with a little wear and tear on them, and not just up here.
Though I suppose I should watch myself around her. You never know how people will react to a challenge.
What about Verse?
That bitch? I'd walk her off the spire if I knew I could get away with it. I don't know why you even waste your time with her. Oh, don't give me that look, Verse. I'm not gonna pretend to like someone I don't. At least you know where I stand. Subterfuge is so low class.
Trust me, you manipulative worm. The feeling is mutual. And I find it ironic that you find subterfuge low class, considering how you get inside people's minds and fuck them over. If I could get away with it, I'd put a blade inside that pretty little head of yours and twist until your mind was as scrambled as those you invade.
How vivid. She's rude, violent, base, impatient, and entirely pointless. You should keep much better company, Fatebinder. You asked me what I thought. I can't help it if the facts are painful to swallow.
About Lantry?
I'm jealous of him. I've heard so much about the Vellum Citadel, and he actually got to see it before all the unpleasantness. The sheer amount of power lost that day is only dwarfed by the amount of power required to cause the destruction, and the power to stop it. The sages have my respect. And, by extension, Lantry.
That's surprising.
Although, I'm not overly happy it was sage magic they used to bind my tongue when I was a child. I can hardly hold him responsible for that.
How kind of you, my lady. It's heartening to hear that someone of your immense station considers a lowly sage like me to be worthy of your attention.
Although not all sages are necessarily worthy of praise. Some are a little overly fond of excesses, of one kind or another. What do you need?
Temporarily join me.
Let's go.
Just temporarily come with me. Quickly just dock Barrack for the time being. Mainly because I want...
Good day, Fatebinder. What do you need?
My bad. I need to actually add you to the party. Because I want to give you the... First of all, you got some points to use. 2 points for you. Move speed, frost damage, spell breach, frost damage, frozen. That does cost a point. Okay, so what can else we put here? We can have Cry of Despair. If we wanted anything further here... Aria of Storms. Increases dodge parry, increases resolve, increases armor, increases shielded for damage. Interesting. Okay. So, we got 2 points to spend for you. We could, like, overcommit and basically put points into war. But do I want any of this stuff? Like, I got everything I wanted out of this. To be honest. We could get... Dual vocalization gets 2 songs at once. You definitely need that. Requires level 13. Oh, it doesn't require any more songs. It just requires level 13. Level 11, level 12. Yeah, what? Okay, let's do that. Let's grab. No, let's not grab. What I'm thinking of. There's no point at the moment. The reason I got you around is to see that. Yeah, the Spire Forge upgrade can change that. So when we get the next Spire, I'll definitely get the Forge. But I want to give you that. That's definitely what I want you to have. Okay, fine, thank you. Have that as well, might as well. Boop. Right, let's get Barrack back in. If I'm going to... If I'm going to... Yeah, if I'm going to go into... If I'm going to have... hang on, let's mess around here slightly. If I'm going to the Blade Grave, I want the person who was there to be with me. Okay. We got everything we wanted here. I want to quickly teleport to the other tower. See what the research happened here. Let's get the research out of this place. Okay, hello. What's the status of your research? I'm happy to say we've made great progress. Let me show you our findings. We've got 4 more scrolls. Hurrah. And plans for the Deathbringer. The sages at your library comb through ancient scrolls, searching for hints of power. I'm known as the Deathbringer. The right sigils inscribed while forging, you can recreate the Deathbringer. With this fire with a forge upgrade, of course. Right. I want you to research something. Research sigil scroll. We have... Research artifacts. Research sigil scroll. Research sigil scroll. Research the sigil scroll now. What are we doing? You're fine, you're fine. You're going to take a long time to do that in. Okay, right, let's get to move on. Let's move to Trapper's Junction. I could solve that problem, but I do not want to. I wanted to be friendlier with the disfavored. I want to become like we've got the thing. We're now. Okay, we're actually going to be able to get through everything. I wasn't sure. I thought we were going to get stopped at some point. But I definitely want to break with the voices and become my own Archon. That's important. Okay. Investigate Trapper's Junction.
Moving cautiously.
What do we have here? A potion of Swig of Insight. A potion of armor. You spot a soldier lying in a slump. Through the mud and blood caked on his tattered garb, you can make out the colours and insignia of the Unbroken. He fights through the pain with each reach of his ragged breaths. As you approach, he shifts his head slightly towards you, but does not appear to have the strength to look up. So this is it then. Just kill me quickly. I'm in no state to continue on like this. His forced smile sends a trickle of blood out the side of his mouth. What happened here? A battle from the looks of it. Not a terribly impressive one, but a bloody one. He raises his head and takes a look at you while wincing. The Scarlet Chorus. They've been driving us across this wasteland, pressing their attack at every turn. Looks like they finally got us cornered in this pass. I was part of the first line of defense. When my comrades got wiped out, the Chorus went on through. I thought myself lucky they didn't check for survivors. After a few hours, I started to change my mind. I have pressing questions. I don't have much time to regale you with the tactics of stalwart history, I'm afraid. I'd rather spend these last moments remembering the true color of the sky. Suppose I could just leave you be then. The man bursts into a coughing fit and an ugly torrent of blood spurts from his mouth. His gasping for air turns into gurgling as he finally slumps over and stops moving entirely. Well, that's that done. We got here superior scavenger leather armor. Scavenger leather gloves is strictly not as good as the multi one thing and compare. Yeah, definitely not. Momentum gauntlets are awesome. A, they have exactly the same stats, plus you get to do extra damage when you crit. Yeah, definitely not doing that. What about you? Less. The problem with that is that gives you certain controlled grave light. Okay, so yeah, let's pick up the thing anyway. That is just a superior leather gauntlets. Fair enough, just grab them and put them in somewhere then. Here we have some of Vision of Visibility. We have here a Old Water, Arcane Armor and Magic Defense up. More Old Water. More Potion of Protection, which is armor.
Can't do that.
Okay, more people here. So we have here. These rock spires seem to have risen so suddenly and violently that weapons and armor alike were pierced straight through. This is in fact the Blade Grave. Kairin's Leaf increases armor and endurance defense. And some cheese. Okay, you got all that nonsense? Yeah.
Time to lighten my step.
Yes, Barak, you lighten your step. Because we're in the Edict of Storms, the winds of Kyros' edict fill the air with thick clouds of rust from the decaying weapons and armor that litter the ground. Minus 20% rage damage, minus 10 accuracy. Okay.
If it means adding to their
Interesting.
army, the Scarlet Chorus can wear anyone down. The Unbroken have held out longer than most.
Good. Trapped Disarmed. Jagged Remedy
Moving
is here.
cautiously.
Okay. Armor and supplies are clearly unbroken are strewn about. It is hard to tell if the recent accents are from blood or chorus war paint. You have some potion of visibility and some grain. Pyre. Jagged remedy. Locked.
That wasn't so hard.
Hello, what is this? Iron helm. Bronze axe, which is exactly what you've got already, isn't it? Yep. Bronze brotherhood axe. Another natural healing potion and some peridot. Higher. You see a woman turned away from you, her head leaning into various barrels, tossing out bits of rotted food and the occasional pest. You can see that her pack is adorned with scars from burns that stretch the length of her entire left side. She notices you approach and turns her head, revealing the left side of her face to be equally scarred. Fatebinder, you're most welcome here. I've got a special prize for you. What happened? Oh, these? Had a bad night with a bloodhound. They tend to explode when overexcited, I'm sure you've noticed. She suddenly burst into laughter, causing the fit of drool to spew in every direction. I had you for a moment. No, my parents were not too keen on having a fifth child. Tried tossing me in a funeral pyre for my uncle when I was young. Got a bit overcooked, but I managed to crawl away. Started a new life with the chorus. Let me see your wares. Ooh, bloodhound leathers. How does that compare with what you're using? Strict improvement from your stuff. That is expensive as hell, but that is pretty good, actually. That's in fact awesome. Okay. Let's see about selling stuff then. What are we selling? That. Keep the iron helm for now. We have not got much worth selling, to be honest, unfortunately. I need to check. Hang on, I'm going to check right now. Let me just check this right now. I've actually just slightly alt-tabbed. Tyranny. Are gems useful? That's literally auto-connect. Are gems useful or are they vendor trash? Let's see. Can't say for sure. Let's see. A lot of people are saying vendor trash. A lot of people are saying vendor trash. I'm going to sell the one that I'm going to sell not everything. I'm going to keep one of everything. A lot of people are saying vendor trash. I'm going to keep at least one of everything. That gives me 88 of that nonsense. That's some exquisite stuff over here. Some Bloodhound sandals. Like, compared to what you got, it's way better deflection, recovery, and disengagement. Better accuracy, deflection, and recovery. Better recovery, precision, and unarmed DPS. Although technically, I don't want to change your multi-strike is just very useful. And you got better deflection, recovery, armor, and slash and fire armor. I'm going to be paranoid about this. Cancel all this nonsense. Cancel it, cancel it, cancel it. Don't trade anything. Cancel all of it. Just hit enter? Yes, I can. Well, shift click, that's all I want. Just shift click all this nonsense. I'm paranoid now. Just sell that away. Anything else in here? How much would that cost us? How much would it cost us for full... Not a full set, because you don't need a full set, but... screw that. We'll do that for you. Because you can sell... That can be going... That can sell... That will keep momentum gauntlets, but those can go away. Trade that in, and you can wear that. Expensive, but we just basically increased your stats something nice. Good, I'm happy with that. We'll keep the gloves on because momentum gauntlets again on a crit you get to attack again, so for basically half damage. Okay. What do you look like now versus... Hide your helmet. There you go. What about you? You currently got that ongoing for yourself. That's exactly the same, is it not? Yes, it is. You also got the Axe of the First Brother. To be honest, we probably could just sell that. None of the team uses hand-to-hand stuff. None of the team uses hand-to-hand stuff, so you could just use it. That is what? Immune to engagement. You don't want that. You want to give that over here. You can have that. You can have immune to engagement in case you need to move around for a bit. Okay. Good. Anything else we need to pick up over here? A lot of corpses. A box here. Right. We'll speak to Jagged Remedy in time. Quickly loot what we can. That's drowsy drop. Okay. Okay, so we have to go around and talk to people, which means we have to probably talk to Jagged Remedy first. I'm assuming I can't get through unless I talk to Jagged Remedy. Grounding the entrance of a makeshift encampment, an unbroken warrior stands sentry, with thick lines of exhaustion under her eyes. Streaks of sand and rust cover her worn armor and withered skin. Who treads on unbroken lands? Everyone who comes to Trapper's Junction these days is involved in the war somehow. State your intentions. I'm not above killing you just to be safe. I'm looking for the... just back away. I'm looking for the Scarlet Chorus in this area. Are you now? I spotted their mad gang boss southeast of our position. If you're in league with the Howling Mob and Depraved Master, then I have nothing to say to the likes of you. Sure. That's fine. What about up here? Another trap
Found
detected.
something.
Good, good. We have some Scarlet Chorus here. Look around. Anything over here? No. Okay, so we pretty much have to talk to Remedy. I'm assuming we get to kill these guys at some point. Bronze Armiger. Okay. Right, let's see about this then. Jagged Remedy. The heavily armoured Crimson Spear is presently occupied using a sharpened piece of bronze on a self-inflicted wound on his forearm. He glances up at you and grimaces. From the pain or from recognition, it's difficult to tell. The Fatebinder of Tunon is recognized in my camp. Hail. They call me Jagged Remedy. You are a fair way from Tunon's court. Did you get lost, or are you here for a reason? Speak up. My gang is occupied enough without entertaining guests. Let's see, so we have either we can basically berate him, or we can headbutt him, and they like that. The voices wants to invite some intellectual people to the chorus. I'm here to help. With that smart mouth, it's a wonder you're still alive. Why does that require athletics? That's weird. I'm going to go diplomat because I am a diplomat, like the character was, and we haven't had a chance to use that in a while. I came to persuade some upstarts against the error of their ways. It seems I'm in the right place. His mouth spits into a wide grin, his teeth too straight and white. You sing the song of the Scarlet Chorus as well as any gang boss, Fatebinder. We are in perfect harmony. We've cornered a group of soldiers in the past. I understand that one of them is giving the unbroken leader Matthias. The Voices of Nerat has been adamant about inviting people of influence into our ranks. He wishes to learn as much as he can before he breaks them. In keeping with the Voices' directive, I want to conscript Matthias and his unit, and add their strength to my gang. The whole thing has proven troublesome, but we're about to introduce these once proud locals to their breaking point. You won't convince the Unbroken to join without an incentive. My thoughts exactly. Weakening them through force only reduces their number, which is the exact opposite of our intent. I don't know them well enough to guess at what they'd want, and they're hardly open to negotiation. A shame to see soldiers who'd rather die than fight for a worthy cause. These rebels won't give up without a fight. They're useless to me as corpses unless stalwart meat keeps better than pork. I want you to convince them to join my crew. Use that charm and skill that won you the Sunset Spire. How could these backward ingrates do aught but respect the person who owns the highest building in Lethian's Crossing? The Unbroken should be pushovers by now. We've bled them nearly dry and they will prove malleable. But talking, negotiation, not my strong suits. Speak with them, convince them to put down their rusted poles and join our ranks. Betray Alliance attacked. Actually, I would take for my own gang without Nerat or the chorus. Submit to me or die. Why are all my options to break the alliance this, like, stark? I need to do it. I need to break the alliance at some point, and now is as good a point as any. Oh god, why? Why? I need to break my alliance with the chorus. I need to do it. Hopefully at some point we can try that again. I thought that Ash forbade the Scarlet Chorus from entering the Blade Grave. Do you see Graven Ash here, swinging his hammer with wild abandon? Neither do I. We're in the middle of civil war. Until dust settles, Graven Ash doesn't own this region any more than I own Tunon's Gavel. What's so special about the Unbroken? They're more a stubborn, hardier folk than you'll find anywhere else in the tiers. Outside of the Beastmen, of course, and it helps they put up a decent fight against the disfavored. I'd invite that strength into my gang any day. You conscripts are disposable. They're not likely to survive their first battle, so there's little point in arming them with anything better than a sharpened stick. Soldiers, though, they come with their gear and training in tow. They're a real prize. What does the Scarlet Corn want at the Blade Grave? You mean beyond taking pleasure in watching the disfavored scramble for purchase in this sad little war of theirs? Conscription. The desperate and the defeated make for the finest warriors, capable of the ultimate sacrifice. What else do they have to lose? What were the Unbroken doing here before you cornered them? They spent the last year trying to reach Sentinel's Stand Keep, the heart of the old stalwart and the bastion of their strength. Of course, the Edict of Storms cut off the old fort from the rest of the realm. The unit here in Trapper's Junction looks to have some big players in Unbroken hierarchy, if such a thing even exists. We've intercepted some birds they've dispatched in haste. They seem to be directing other Unbroken officers in the region. If we slag the leader Matthias, we could open the path to more recruits. What do you know about the Edict of Storms? Only as much as I need to. The problems of this region are Graven Ash's to handle. We're just here to make things worse for him. Only a coward stands back while others fight. I didn't compete for my spot in Kyros' army to share the war with the likes of this freeloader. Stratus Herodin, the regent of Old Stalwart, hid behind the walls of Sentinel Stand during the war. Of all the ruling bloodline to fight for this country's freedom, he was the last. To punish him for his cowardice, Kyros drafted this edict and cursed the regent bloodline. As long as Herodin lives, the storm will continue unabated. Of course, we're not here to end the edict. That would be helping Graven Ash and his troops. The Voices just wants to bring more Southerners into the chorus. I'll think about it. The weather turns against us. We won't wait forever, so either help us or stand aside. I have no patience for delay. I'm going to save here, because I do want to see what happens if we break the alliance. I do want to see what happens at that point, because I do need to break the alliance at some point, and now is as good a point as any. Attack. Actually, I've decided to form my own gang, without an errat of the course. Submit to me or die. As I suspected, your sloping posture, the shape of your head, all betrayed your intentions to me. We're no strangers to ambition in the chorus, but your turn is exceedingly foolish. I'm curious to what imbalance of humours might provoke your response. It's boss-to-boss remedy. The Fatebinder's toughs against yours. Maybe we're not a proper gang, but we can still kill you like one. Okay, Versus on right side. I just thought Versus was going to be horribly against this, but nah. Subdue this one, but try not to damage the tissue beyond recognition. Okay, now we're fighting. Okay, cool. Pause while combat starts. Okay. Jagged Remedy isn't coming up with Barrack. That's nice to know. Barrack straight into taunting people here. Good, thank you. Scarlet Fury. Pyre. Bloodhound. Scarlet Fury. Verse. Go for the blood. Go here. Okay, cool.
Trouble is
Okay, so we're definitely regrouping now because we basically ended everything else, right? Now that you've made enemies with the only allies in tiers, you need to assess your options. Okay, so yeah, okay, let's do this. Let's carry on. Let us carry on considerably. Boom, boom, hit those guys. We go for a what spells did we have? We had the scorching missiles. Oh, we hit everyone with it. Beautiful. Scorching missiles, fire away! Okay, we just cast a spell, so we're gonna move over here. Move over there. Cast Twisting Flame. Okay, move slightly closer. There you go, cast Twisting... Can you hit everyone with that now? Yes, we can. Hit everybody with that. Good. You go to cast Arcane Missile.
heart.
Okay, we've just cast a spell. We're gonna cast. What else do we have? What else do we cast here that's got a massive AoE? Electric Jolt. Fulminate. We're gonna move over here again. And get Fulmination up and running. Fulmination? We can't get everybody. We can get you two. You. Cast. Move a little bit this way. Cast that over there. You can now. You can get everybody. Okay, so first just cast a spell. Ebb, cast Restoring Touch on Verse. We just cast a spell as well. We're going to cast Rhyme Fireball on these two. Okay, Ebb, you did a nice cast there, Ebb. Thank you very much. Can you do... what else can you do spell-wise? Electric Jolt, Ball Lightning, Path of Frost. Path of Frost gets that one. Can you cast... we can cast Vital Body. Cast Vital Body. What are you doing? Are they both dead? No, someone's still alive here. Yeah, can attack that, please. Thank you. Okay, Ebb. Cast that spell, please. You're gonna go for a... what else have we got casting here? Searing Palm, Electric Jolt, Charged Fist. Ebb just cast a spell as well.
Not a problem.
This sort of hasn't really been doing anything, to be honest. Ebb just finished casting that spell. Ball Lightning again. Hit everybody there. Right. We are going to go in and basically... no, not you. Ball Lightning? Yeah, Ball Lightning. We are going to go in and start swinging over there. Doesn't matter, we're going to go around over here. Auto pause Extraordinary Defense. Really? We grazed. Why do you get Extraordinary Defense? Because it's 103 accuracy, but we got because we got crap. For why? It's because we got absolutely rubbish. Right, go for Mirror Image on you as well. Ebb. Restoring. You did good. And what else have we got to cast? We can cast that again. Cast that. Why are you still alive? How are you still alive? You haven't been doing anything. You've basically glitched out over there. What are we doing? We are going to cast Rhyme Fireball again.
On it.
How are you still alive? You're just not dying. Something has definitely happened here, like... okay, you go over there and cast Vital Body on you.
Count on it.
What can you do? Okay, well, that one died at least. Eb was on low health. Eb just went knocked. With what did you? You definitely. What are you doing? You cast. You cast something. You're burning. What we're gonna do? You're gonna use. Last, you haven't got one to use, have we? You've got one to use. Go res.
Not happening.
Go res that. Go cast. Vital body on
Right.
you again. Right, you get back in there. You swing in there. You cast
I will aid you.
Ice Bolt. Jesus. We've gained Wrath, the Scarlet Chorus. We've gained Renown with Tempest. We've gained Renown. Okay, so we've got a break in the alliance here. We've definitely got a break in the alliance here. We've got ourselves a Jagged Remedy's Thirst, which is a one-handed exquisite sword. It is a sword rather than thing. Enraged on kill. And that's a Tearsman Spine Bow. Jagged Remedy's Orders. Remedy, the Unbroken have been most troublesome for Ash and his Unbred Legion. Invite as many as their numbers you can join. Fine, fine, fine. A Scarlet Notebook. I'm assuming that's just something we can still away. Old Water, grab that as well. Grab those. Okay, so we've definitely got to rest up here for the time being. Quick rest, then clear out the rest of the Scarlet Chorus. In any case, if we're going to go do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some food first. Pop the food first, you know, because might as well. Okay, what's the... So that's... Tearsman's Spine Bow. Is that strictly better than this one? In fact, exactly the same. Let's go there then. You are a one-handed sword. But we have a Bronze Shotell. How does that compare? Slightly less DPS for greatly increased accuracy. Recovery. That's going to be what? That would be increased DPS, increased accuracy, increased... No. We'll keep that there for the time being. Although you have a greatly increased armor penetration, as you do. Have that, because the increased armor penetration is what we're going to work with. We're going to work with increased armor penetration. You got regeneration, right? Yeah. Ethereal, Graze Deflection... Take the quickness rather than regeneration. And you've got what? You've got regeneration and parrying. Take vitality rather than regeneration, I think. You carry that in. You need to get more of those. Do you have any? Are we carrying any of them? No, we are not. Finesse. Sure, use that. Grain. What do we want here? Marsh berries, gonna be useful for you. Resolve. Quickness. Sure. You can use that. You can use... Oh, you've already used that. You can use that. You can use that. You can use that. You have. Everyone's drunk? Everyone's eaten? Yeah. Let's start clearing some of these guys out then. Can we cast spell in ahead of schedule? Can we cast like the massive AoE spell?
No reason to tear.
More bodies to pile it
Right.
up. Okay.
Okay, cast your AoE spell so it hits everybody there. You go into there as well.
Nobody saw that.
Right, you get to cast your arcane missile. Go. You get to cast. Where's the spell you've got? Someone has to cast the. Who's got the huge falling from death thing? I thought it was you. Yeah, you got that. You can cast that. Sanguine Scroll. How do you cast Sanguine Scroll? You can cast Stormwheel, you can cast Arcane and Unraveling. You can cast that there. Or you cannot. Okay. Just cast the Flame then. You cast the Flame, you cast...
Sorry.
Once that's done...
I can't.
Yeah, once that's done, you can cast your wall there. You can cause Iron Storm. No, let's do that. Do that, do that. Okay, we just killed... That just killed somebody. We get to cast Rhyme Fireball. I can just cast a swing in. Can you swing in?
I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass.
Path of Frost. Okay, good. You get to cast something else as well. You get to cast the... move up a bit.
Whatever you need.
Smash to pieces!
Good. You guys can stop doing whatever you're doing. No, you don't need that now. You cast an arrow on you. You need to cast... you need to get into melee with these guys. Get into melee with them. You get to cast Rhyme Fireball on both of them. Much easier, much better. What does Verse think of all this?
At your service, Fatebinder. What do you need?
It seems as if the Voices in the Right has executed a lot of people I send his way. Not to state the obvious, but the Voices in the Right is an Archon. He can do as he pleases, and few people on Terratus can tell him otherwise. Even Kyros' law seems to know better than to restrict the likes of him. Why do you think he kills so many? You've got me. When I joined up with the Scarlet Chorus, everyone acted like the trail of bodies in the Archon's wake was a common enough occurrence. As much as the Voices downplayed the killings, I've always wondered if there was some plan or pattern. He would target prisoners who boasted some special information or talent. Sometimes he would hunt among neighbouring towns if he heard any locals who made a name for themselves. The people he chose were far from ordinary. I think he did it to reap their knowledge. Yeah, we all know that the Voices is knotted up with different kinds of minds. There are more than a few people howling across the landscape of his thoughts. It's not something he ever talks about, but we all know it happens. People tell stories about him. They say that he look into a man's eyes and know everything that lies behind them. He can peer into your thoughts and pick through what he wants and discard the rest. It's crazy, I know, but they also say that he can dismantle your mind and pull it to his own. Do you believe that? I've never seen it happen, but I don't have any reason to doubt it. The Voices in the Rat doesn't speak from just one mouth. He sensed the reason he's got that way somehow. Okay. Actually, can I get you guys to fight together now?
At your service, Fatebinder.
You both really
What do
like
you
me.
need?
The thought has crossed my mind.
The big guy here is as useless as an empty scabbard without
I want you two to
balance.
train together.
Absolutely not.
I'm inclined to agree. If you want to pair up fighters, there has to be some great passion or magnetism between them. We don't have it.
If neither of you up to the challenge, I won't force the matter.
Now see here, Verse's temperament and unpredictable ways are an annoyance, but no challenge is beyond my skill. Verse, we should take some time to face off in the sparring fields. It might even improve our disposition towards one another.
I'd rather watch you devour your armor one shaved off spoonful at a time. But since that isn't going to happen anytime soon, I suppose I'll make an effort.
Barak and Verse have gained a combo ability. What can they do now? They've gained Arrow Storm. Verse fires several arrows into Barak's armor. When the last arrow strikes, Barak roars and the arrows burst out, striking enemies nearby. Good! Useful. We've cleared all these guys out. There was something here that we didn't pick up, was there? Was it camping supplies? It was people's. Okay, healing abilities, healing, that's fine. That is, ooh, hello. Horde Bracers. What are weighted? Weighted is extra, well, extra hits, but fine. We'll take everything we get our hands on.
Protect.
Can't do that.
Grab everybody else. How's our cooldown on the big spell? It is up. Okay, good.
Send me your champion.
Okay, you cast that there. That's a very useful spell to have. It's 100% to hit as well, which is fantastic news. You cast your that there as well. Can you please taunt them all? Good.
Anyone else want some of this?
Barak's been wounded already? When did Barak get wounded? Am I done? Yeah, I'm done. Let's get in there. Let's get in and start swinging a little bit. I've been wounded. What the hell? When did we get wounded? We got wounded. I don't have any recollection of us getting wounded at all. Go for fulmination. Go for fulmination. And go for a... What else do you have massive AoE wise? There. Cast that out as well. When did we get wounded?
Whatever you need.
Hang on. Didn't cast it. Bloody hell. Cast that.
Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth. Can't do that.
Cast your... Rhyme Fireball. Actually, just hit it. Just get the kill in. Yeah, when the hell did we get wounded this badly? Something definitely exploded massively. Shattered glass vial. Okay. Something definitely exploded in a big way. Let's go back to the towers and basically see what happened. We can't go back to Cacophony now. Everybody hates us. Back to the mountain spire. Ambush. As you travel through the wild, shadows deepen and coalesce around you. Bled and Mark, Archon of Shadows, bars your way. It's bound to happen at some point. Lines of colour emerge in the darkness. What at first appears vaguely human stain coalesces into focus. Bled and Mark, Archon of Shadow, emerges from his medium. Long strands of white hair crown his head, trailing down to shoulder blades, where the white hair loses shape and definition, becoming a shadowy mist. His red face paint and orange tattoos are the sole patches of warm colour his otherwise dark ebony skin.
Shit, Tunon's headsman. I don't know what reckoning he brings, but I want no part of it.
Fatebinder, how good of you to finally show up. Also, I'd like to say it's good to see you again, but I prefer to lie by omission. The Archon clears his throat, folding his arms across his chest, and with his hands resting above the bandolier of knives girded across his midsection.
Think before you speak next. I'd hate to have to kill you.
Did Tunon send you?
Tunon doesn't send me anywhere for anything that isn't an execution. And if that were the case, you'd be leaking from the neck right now. I'm here by my own accord, so listen, and listen well.
What do you want?
I'm curious, what is it that you want? I have my own assumptions, but you are a member of the court, so before I leap to any conclusions that require bloodletting, I thought it best to ask you directly. When Binder Kaleo told me you were buddying up with the voices of Narat, I thought for sure this would end with me having to stab the notion out of you. But it seems you came to your own senses and ditched that necklace schemer. From where I stand, I would say you chose wisely. Why cater to the whims and agendas of questionable friends? Why whore your power for the approval of others? Besides, who needs friends when you have power? You already possess the Magebane, quite a piece of craftsmanship, that is. Allies are just enemies with great patience. Free yourself of such distractions and make your own way.
How can I trust you?
Kid, I've shown you 27 spots on the human body where life can be extinguished. I've made sure you know the ins and outs of every blade, cudgel, and pointed tool forged under Kyros' blazing sun. If you still don't trust me after all these years, I doubt you'll trust anyone.
As a promising agent of Tunon's court, you received past training from Bled and Mark in the arts of subterfuge and assassination. Yes, fair enough. So, what are you suggesting I do next?
If you really want your freedom from Tunon and the others, you'll need to become something the Archons cannot obliterate without breaking a sweat. There are a few relics around the tiers that, if they wound up in your hands, might give you a fighting chance.
Interesting.
Let the unbroken and the disfavored bloody themselves fighting over the peninsula. There's a greater prize to be had, the Dauntless. The heirloom blade of the Regents of Stalwart went missing during the war, and it has yet to resurface. If you wish to carve out your own independence, I recommend a legendary blade.
I don't particularly want independence. I wanted...
During one of my
Fair enough.
strolls, I witnessed unbroken partisans and Scarlet Chorus gangs tussling near Trapper's Junction. I know the Unbroken are desperate to recover their late regent's possessions. If I were you, I'd join in their search and claim the Dauntless for yourself.
Why are you telling me all this and not taking the Dauntless for yourself? Some sort of trap?
Between the two of us, who do you think the Overlord keeps on a tighter leash?
Fair enough. I like Blood and Mark.
Don't try and approach me at court. Come meet me at Ashweald. It's a nice shady corner of mine. Hand me your map, and I'll show you how to get there.
The Archon points to clearing in the contested lands not far from the Vellum Citadel.
When you're ready, meet me at Ashweald. We'll discuss what's next.
The few patches of colour on the Archon begin to darken as the edges of his form ripple and blur, diffusing into an untangible blackness. Archon dissolves into shadows. Oof. Cool. So, turns out I don't need to go back there, do I? You've learnt that Matthias, blah 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 blah. Trial of Archons. Deeds of Power. Bound by Blade. Find the Unbroken Camp. Okay, yeah, we'll work on that, but control force has all gone up. We're almost level 11 as well. Is there anything here?
Sorry, I can't.
Possibly not. Just want to move around and just double check. We've reached an hour. I will go back to Mountain Spire just to see what happens. Like I said, I'm not dead yet, so Kyros doesn't oppose me doing what I'm doing. Right? We figured this one out. If Kyros wanted to be dead, I would be dead. Or at least Bled and Mark would have started attacking me. Almost researched the Sigil Scroll, so that's still ongoing. What do you have to sell? Sell things we don't need. Like, the Horde Bracers can go. That can go. Those can go. Those, I'll keep those around for now. I've not yet figured out if the gems are completely on pass. Once I've got the forge set up, it'll be easier, I think. Once I've got the forge set up, it will be easier. Mending grips give you vigilance, fine. Just sell those away. Good. Sell those away and head over to bed. Rest up.
Let's be off.
Rest for 8 hours. We've rested. That's still ongoing. Right. Well, we'll call it here for now. We've definitely broken our alliance with that. First doesn't seem to be that averse to it.
What do you need?
You're pretty much on our side, which I like. Barrick
My Lord Binder. What can I do for you?
hasn't had anything new to say either. Does Lanch have anything new to say?
One moment, my friend.
Current matters.
How can I help?
No, we're fine. Okay, so I'll call it here for now. Next episode, next week, we will continue with trying to find out what the hell is going on. Ha! Anyway, I'll see you then. Bye.